Hey, thanks for stopping by and wanting to know more about these fantastic investments. I just want to do a quick introduction to the rooming house investments. And look, in a nutshell, you're getting 5 incomes from the one property. So you become like a mini developer, and developers are the ones that make the most money out of property. And you can get up to 8 to 12% returns plus instant equity, right, from just one property investment. This is a typical layout of a rooming house design that we're actually building for our clients. Now there you can see you've got the living area, you've got a kitchenette in each one, you've got a bedroom, you've got a bathroom, and you've got a private courtyard, all for one tenant. Now this is multiplied by the second one, third one, fourth, and fifth. So you got 5 incomes from the one property, 5 very close to identical 1 bedroom micro apartments, plus you've got a communal area where you've got a kitchen that very rarely gets used because everybody's got their own kitchenette in their apartment, so they got full privacy. It's got a laundry. The laundry does get used, but that's about it, right? Plus you've got the car parking on site as well for most of these apartments, depending on the land size and where you're building them. Now these are available in Queensland, Victoria, the New South Wales. We're going to start building some as well. But at the moment, mostly Queensland and Victoria. Also in regional Queensland, Brisbane, right? There's some really good opportunities for these types of property investments with a really good return. Now, here's what they actually look like on the inside. When you actually walk through one, let's have a look and let's walk through one that's actually fully furnished and completed. This one's actually located in Brisbane. Come on, come inside, I'll show you. The doorway, pin code lock, security minded. See, it works, talks to you. You've got a separate lounge room dining, so you've got a little dining area here. You've got a full kitchen, really good quality, plenty of storage for everything, right? Lots of storage. It's already equipped with all the cooking things, plates, everything's already there for the tenants, so they just got to bring their clothes. You've got a little lounge here, and they got their own private courtyard. Look at this. Most of our rooming houses actually have these kinds of courtyards where you can have a couple of chairs outside. They haven't come yet. And then you've got a bit of a garden area. But most of them have a outside area, the ones that we're doing, because we want to make sure that the tenant has access to outside. There's also a clothesline there that they can use. And then you've got the bedroom, again, very spacious and separated from the lounge room. Look at this. Ceiling fans, reverse cycle air conditioning in the lounge room, mirrored wardrobes, triple mirrored wardrobes. Look, there's another wardrobe here, lots of storage space. So people love this sort of layout rather than being cramped in a little bedroom with a bathroom, sometimes even a shared bathroom, some of the things that are being rented out. Okay, pretty exciting, wasn't it? So this is what they look like. This is just another one, just showing you the lounge room there. There's a bedroom, right? And these are all separate. So they're 2 separate rooms. That's what makes them actually attractive to tenants. There you can see another example of a long shot where you've got the lounge room there, then you've got the bedroom, and you've got the courtyard beyond that. It's a slightly different design to the other one. Now in Victoria, you can have up to 9 rooms, which is 9 incomes. However, obviously, these are limited by size. The government regulates, the council and the state government regulates the size of the property you can build under this kind of zoning. So the rooms, again, will have a lounge room, the bedroom, it's all in the one area. Some of them also have kitchenettes, but it's a much smaller area than the ones in Queensland or the ones that I've showed you, the designs that we do. And there's an ensuite bathroom there as well. And obviously, you've got that times 8. So there's a typical layout of a Victorian, co-living property. You can see that it's just one room, right? The kitchenette is a lot smaller. It's not as attractive as those ones that you saw previously. Some of the ones in Victoria also have similar designs to the first ones I showed you, but this is a typical, again, this one's probably bigger than most, but again, it's all into one room. So you have no separation between bedroom and living area, which is not that nice from a livability point of view for the tenants. Now, if you're comparing a normal investment as opposed to a rooming house investment, this is what it looks like. I'll just play this on a video and show you exactly the difference in income and what it can look like. So let me explain the difference to you between buying an ordinary investment property and a rooming house property. The property behind me is only 4
bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. It's a normal family home. And yes, you could potentially rent each room out at a time. However, it is not designed for that purpose. Now, you're going to be paying around $80,000 to $100,000 less for that property than for a rooming house. However, you're only going to get $500 a week rent for that property. Now, you buy a rooming house that looks exactly the same from the outside, and it's probably the same square footage inside, but you're going to be getting $1,750 per week. Now, you're paying around $100,000 more for more than 3 times the income. And of course, you're getting 5 bedrooms, 5 bathrooms, 5 kitchenettes, 5 courtyards, and a common laundry, kitchenette, and a kitchen area for the tenants to use. So it's a much better proposition from an investment point of view. And these properties, once they're finished, are also worth more money as well. But this kind of property, you get no returns, and the capital growth is still going to be there for both of them, because as prices go up, land goes up, all the properties are going up at the same time. So that is the difference between these two types of properties.
All right, so why is rooming and co-living going to be the best investment in 2025 and beyond? Well, it's very simple. If you invest $250,000 to $300,000 in a rooming house, it can give you up to $1 million or more profit from the income and capital growth in just 10 years. I'm talking about after all interest, all maintenance costs, all the rates, everything's paid for, right? As well as that, you're getting positive cash flow income for the life of your investments. Now, this is based on the historical numbers we've seen from rooming houses that have been constructed. And look, these really are a magnificent investments, either in or out of your super fund. They offer you excellent capital growth. They're a very tightly held property asset due to their higher than usual cash flow, and resales are often hundreds of thousands of dollars higher than the purchase price immediately once they're tenanted and built. And that gives you instant equity once they're completed. Of course, most people hold on to them. I wouldn't recommend you sell them, but if you do want to sell it, you need to sell it. You can expect some capital gain, such as the one we've seen in the Brisbane ones. Here's an example, one in Bald Hill, sold in 2023 as a co-development project, off the plan, in 2023 for $1,080,000. The projected rent was around $106,000. Once built and tenanted, they actually rented for exactly that amount, and it was resold with a $270,000 profit for $1,350,000, which was a very tidy profit for the investor. Of course, as I said, I would rather be holding this one. Another one, Mango Hill, off the plan, 2023 again, $1,040,000 with $101,000, slightly less yield to 9.74%. But once built and tenanted, once again, it was sold for $1,285,000 with a $245,000 profit. And it was sold to an investor who was happy to take a 7.88% gross yield. Now, today, these properties in Brisbane are even more expensive and the yields have dropped. That's why some of the regional investments are actually the best investments for these types of properties. You literally have less risk of no income with these types of properties, because if one tenant vacates, only 20% of the income is lost, and 80% of the income still continues to fund your investment loan until it's released. And these are all leased on a 6 to 12 month leases, so they're not like short-term tenancies. They're not rented to people that can't afford it. They're tenanted to quality tenants in most cases, because people really love these one income, these properties, because they have all the expenses like electricity, the Wi-Fi is included, water is included, so there's no other cost to the tenant. With a single income dwelling or NDIS property, 100% of the income will be lost if a tenant vacates or breaks a lease until you find a new tenant, and that's where you're running more of a risk. Right? It's also very easy to rent and find tenants because of these affordable all-inclusive rents and the current housing shortage. It ensures really high occupancy rates and demand from single-person renters, and a single-person renter is one of the highest growing demographics in rental demand in Australia at the moment. Okay, so what can you do with these properties? Well, number one, you can retire faster with more income. Just 2 rooming houses can give you up to $150,000 or more net income in retirement, as well as the rent and the value of those properties increasing each year with inflation. Even if you just own one of these rooming houses inside a self-managed super fund, the $75,000 net income, and capital gains will be 100% tax-free when you retire. And look, I've got a couple of properties in my super fund, and that's the income that I'm actually living on. And that's one of the holidays I took last year to America when we went on our honeymoon, to America, on just exactly that type of income. So they are fantastic if you're sort of within that retirement age and looking to plan for that income once you retire. Other rooming house ownership benefits are you're paying less tax, much larger tax depreciation benefits because of all the fittings and the kitchenettes and so on. You can pay off your non-tax deductible home mortgages faster. If you're buying it outside of your super fund, you can throw the income against your home mortgage. And the people that benefit most from these types of investments are if you're looking for higher returns and capital growth from your current equity or cash. If you have cash in super, looking to get safe, higher returns and capital growth, again, this is a fantastic investment in your super. Or if you simply want to secure your retirement income, pay off your home mortgage faster and pay less tax, then this is the best investment you can make in 2025 and beyond. So if you want to know more about this, then please book a free strategy session with me. Text yes to 0403 468 753 and make a time to have a chat. We can give you the options, the different types of properties we have available. Once again, look, most of the cost of rooming house depends on the land cost. So we will find the land, then we can build a rooming house on it for you. But we need to know what your budget is and obviously what areas you prefer and based on your budget and so on. So give me a call and I'd love to see you, in one of these rooming houses. I'm investing in one myself, right? I've just purchased land to build one in Early Beach. If you want to build one here, again, fantastic place to retire in or get great income from them. So let me know and I'll give you the information you need. I hope to see you soon. Have a wonderful day.
Good day. If you're looking to invest in a high-income property in the next 3 to 12 months, and whether that's buying an existing property, building a new one from existing plans, or developing land you may already own, then my team and I at Sun Property Institute would love to help you. What we're offering is a free one-on-one strategy session where we'll map out exactly where you are now, right, and where you want to be, and outline the best possible high return and capital growth property options to help you get there faster. Some of the things we'll walk you through is like which property types and strategies are best for income, tax benefits, capital growth, paying your mortgage faster, the best cities, suburbs, areas for future capital growth and returns, and how you can build a property portfolio that could retire you within 10 to 15 years, starting from as little as $70,000 investment. Now, just go to www.Sun Property Institute to book that session and just click the button on that website to get your free strategy session, or there's a link near this video. If there's a link there, then just click that link. And look, at our website, you can also get a copy of a download of some of the books you can see behind me that I have written on property investing, and they're also there on our website. Now, you can take all that information and look, you can run with it and do it all on your own. Or if you like what you see and there is a fit between us, then we can work together with you to help you reach your goals. And either way, you'll learn how to invest smarter with less risk and build your financial freedom with more confidence. So book that call now and book yourself in that session. And either way, best of investing success.